Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Lock your doors. Lock your car doors.
If you live in South Fargo and you've had your car broken into recently, you're not alone. There's been several of them in an apartment complex off of 25th Street South.
And now a handful of residents are warning you to lock up your car, even if it is in your garage. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer tells how one woman is upset and surprised by what was stolen from her.
It's ridiculous, honestly.
It started off like a typical day for Virginia Compagnoni. That is, until her husband went out to the garage.
The garage door was wide open. The vehicle doors were open on his vehicle and on mine. My glove box was empty. His was hanging open.
Their cars rifled through and their stuff stolen.
My father's handicap sticker, some tools, a hooded sweatshirt my kids bought me for my birthday.
Some stuff more important than others, like keys to her husband's car. Virginia tells us her husband's car was parked in the locked garage. Her car was parked by the door outside. And the night the break-ins happened was one of the rare times Virginia says she left her car unlocked.
The one time I didn't lock my door.
But she tells us they don't usually lock the car when it's in the garage because she says they shouldn't have to. And how the culprits got into the garage left Virginia feeling violated.
They jimmied the lock. They put the screwdriver in the lock and busted it.
And now the garage door doesn't even work.
Won't work.
And Virginia is far from the only person who was hit in this string of break-ins. Another neighbor tells me he also had some stuff stolen from his car, like spare change. But he also left his car unlocked. And now Virginia has a warning for you.
Yeah. For one, don't keep anything of any value in your car. It was all people who had their doors unlocked.
And now in the future, she's going to be doing just that. On top of that, she now has to find a new handicap sticker for her dad, which she says isn't always an easy thing to do. Now, police tell us they don't have any leads on a suspect at this time, but they have gotten reports from people living in that area. And they also want to remind you to always lock your car door, even if it is in the garage. Andrea, Mike.
All right, thanks, Melanie. Police say these kinds of break-ins are common during the summer months.
There's new information tonight on a charter bus crash that slightly injured several passengers. The driver has been ticketed for care required in the crash that happened south of Fargo last night. Troopers say 84-year-old Dale Kerfman crashed the bus into some barrels in a construction zone along I-29. The wreck only caused minor damage to the bus, but it severed the bus's brake lines, disabling the vehicle. The barrels were destroyed and debris was sent across the interstate. 5 passengers suffered minor injuries.
Moorhead police are asking for your help tracking down a man who was involved in a 9-hour-long standoff following a domestic dispute in April. Moorhead police were called to the area of 24th Avenue and 8th Street South this morning. A woman reported that she had been assaulted by 35-year-old Blake Fitzgerald. Police say Fitzgerald has a past history of domestic assault and is currently out on bail from an incident that happened in April. That's when police were called to a domestic disturbance between Fitzgerald and a woman. Court records state the woman told officers Fitzgerald was inside the home with a gun. Fitzgerald finally surrendered to SWAT officials after tear gas was deployed into his home. He will now be facing charges of domestic assault, felony domestic assault, and violation of a protection order. If you have any information about Fitzgerald, you can call dispatch at this phone number, 451-7660.
To get that call and find that out, that was just the last thing we were ever expecting to hear.
People in the metro area continue to mourn a man who they say touched many lives. Johnny Gray was killed in a car wreck Saturday night.
His family and friends are preparing to celebrate his life this weekend. And as Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero found out, Gray's influence extends far beyond his job and family.
Johnny Gray's chair sits empty at the salon he's worked at for the last 6 years.
He just always was checking in on people and always wanted to make sure that everyone was taken care of.
The 38-year-old was a hairstylist at Blush Salon in Fargo. Flowers are placed next to his mirror.
The second you have that first conversation with him, you realize that he's the kindest person you would ever meet. And he's really a big teddy bear.
Highway patrol troopers say Gray died Saturday night when the car he was a passenger in crashed into several parked cars in West Fargo. The death still rattles his co-workers.
It didn't seem real. I'm sure you got that from every call you had, that people just like I couldn't quite grasp what she was even telling me.
No, it was, yeah, definitely a shock, and it was heartbreaking.
One point that Gray's family and friends wanted to get across was that this was a tragic accident that could have happened to anyone. Gray left behind a wife and 2 teenage children. Bob Burns considers Gray his best friend. They met through an organization that Gray started called Beard Associates of North Dakota.
I actually got a call from the other individual that was in the car, who's a really good friend of mine. I got a call from his fiancée, letting me know, and I didn't believe it.
A GoFundMe was started in Gray's name to raise money for funeral costs.
He donated so much of his time and he never asked for anything in return.
Burns says Fargo feels a little empty now without a person like Gray who put others before himself and always treated people with respect and kindness. In Fargo, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
A celebration of Gray's life will be held on Saturday. If you would like to donate to his GoFundMe page, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Students are checking out college campuses in preparation for the upcoming school year. Campus police are letting parents know about an app that can track students to make sure they arrive safely to their destination. The app is called Pathlight. If the student lets the app know where he or she is going, the app will track the student for up to 30 minutes using the phone's GPS. The student needs to click the "I've arrived safely" button, or campus police will call and try to find the student.
If anything happens in between, I can swipe down here for help, which will call our communication call center.
There are also family tracking apps for purchase. We have that, plus tips on free ways to track your kids using your phone GPS on our website. Go to Valley News Live and click on this story.
The trade war between the U.S. and China is approaching its one-year mark, and North Dakota farmers are feeling the impact of lower commodity prices. One farmer says soybean prices dropped after China placed tariffs on the crop, but says most farmers don't have a choice but to keep growing soybeans.
If they're overextended or not really making enough money to cover their expenses or their family living, they're basically selling out and looking for a different occupation.
Finken says pests have also been damaging his fields and have been getting progressively worse in recent years.
President Donald Trump discussed trade issues with the Japanese Prime Minister in Osaka, Japan today. The president's meeting came on the margins of the Osaka G20 summit. The two leaders discussed shared priorities, including their joint efforts to ensure respect for the rule of law and the principle of free, fair, and reciprocal trade. They reaffirmed their commitment to the U.S.-Japan coordination on shared security challenges, including the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and Iran.
A $4.6 billion border funding bill is headed to the president's desk. The House approved the Senate-passed bill earlier today to address the humanitarian crisis at the southern border. The approval comes after Democrats abandoned their efforts to add more protections for migrants. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said shortly before the vote that her colleagues are willing to give up their fight for now in order to help the thousands of children in need.
It will be the battle cry. It will be the battle cry as how we go forward to protect children in a way that truly honors their dignity and worth, their spark of divinity, that they are all children of God.
The measure passed with a final vote of 305 to 102.
A fungus that causes a deadly disease in hibernating bats has been detected in North Dakota. White nose syndrome, or WNS, has caused the death of millions of bats in North America. It's named for the powdery white fungus that grows on the muzzle of infected bats. Biologists will continue to monitor populations of bats in the state to find out the impact the disease will have. WNS is not a risk to humans. Bats may carry other diseases.
A special night in North Fargo where an area couple was shown the strength of a community coming together. What Jeff Maddock thought was acid reflux turned into a form of leukemia. He's been in and out of the hospital the past couple of months getting medical attention and is now at the Mayo Clinic. In the meantime, friends and family, along with the Fargo North class of 1998, have come together to raise money for his medical bills.
He's also not working, obviously, because he's going through treatment to get better and come home. And she's trying to spend as much time as she possibly can with him So I just wanted to lift some of that stress off, and a lot of the class of Fargo North 98 got together and decided we were going to do this.
But the people are truly amazing, and there's so many people out there helping us, and it's just been wonderful.
Hundreds of people came out tonight to show their support for the Maddock family.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
A stormy start to our day here in the valley, and then heading through the late afternoon, we finally started to see a break in those clouds. A gorgeous setting sun as viewed now from our Dakota Magic Casino camera. Still some orange in the sky out there. Here in the FM area, things pretty nice. A late day high in the mid to upper 70s. We're 70 degrees right now with an east-northeast wind at a quiet 5 miles per hour. Warmer up north today where you saw no rainfall. It's 73 in Grand Forks. Now, Fargo at the airport picking up 31/100ths of an inch of rain, but there were some spots in southeast North Dakota where Doppler indicated upwards of 1 to 1.5 inches of rainfall today. This hour, Bemidji 64, 69, Jamestown, and Devils Lake is at 70 degrees. Crystal clear skies now as we take a look off to the east. The showers and thunderstorms plowed their way through the valley, all the way through Minneapolis and went on through parts of Wisconsin. That's the leading edge of it now as it's crossing over into Michigan. Another line of thunderstorms working its way toward the Twin Cities, and some strong storms way out to the west means a nice break for us, but we could see the impact of those before the end of the day. Tomorrow, here's your hour-by-hour forecast as we head to bed tonight. It looks quiet with the exception of this. Some patchy, dense fog. With all that low-level moisture in the atmosphere and some evaporation overnight, we could see some of that even here in the FM area. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s. Now, as we go through the midday, the sun will evaporate that fog. Temperatures on their way to near 80 for many. And as we go into the afternoon, the heat is on, folks. This Friday afternoon looks like a sizzler out there with sunny skies. Where you see the pink colors is where the heat will be. That's some 90s down there in South Dakota. We'll see a lot of 80s. Our southern counties will be a few degrees cooler thanks to all of the moisture left behind by the rain. Where you miss the rain showers, temperatures have that shot at those mid-80s along Highway 2 tomorrow afternoon. By late tomorrow night, a chance of some of them Montana storms crawling into the central Dakotas overnight into Saturday morning. We could see those work their way into the valley. So your planner for Fargo on your Friday morning, it looks like 68. Light winds, watch out for that patchy fog. Midday near 80, light winds. And we stay in the lower 80s here in the FM area for a seasonable summer-like day, but it will be humid outdoors, a little on the sticky side. Your hometown forecast sweltering hot in Grand Forks, near 90 there. An 82-degree day with near 90 in Aberdeen. We'll see a lot of lower 80s in Lakes Country, and it does look like we'll see plentiful sun across the board. So we head into Friday night and Saturday morning. The best chance for the strong storms is in the area here shaded in yellow, but we could see some potent ones overnight with gusty winds and hail. Saturday night into Sunday, then, another performance where we'll have a better chance of some strong to severe storms across the valley. We will keep you updated right here. Make sure you download that Valley News Live weather app for the very latest. A great shot across the tarmac there at Hector. Joseph capturing the morning sunrise. Take a look at Saturday. Sweltering heat. Remember, Saturday night into Sunday, some of these thunderstorms could be strong to severe. As we start Sunday off, we'll see more showers and storms in the afternoon and evening after an 85-degree day. Cooler and drier to start the work week. And hey, the 4th of July could have some fireworks provided by Mother Nature as well in the form of spotty to scattered thunderstorms.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Up next on Valley News Live 10 at 10, a girl nearly loses her leg after contracting a rare flesh-eating bacteria.